Did you know that Bridgecom is now offering an FRS radio, family radio service radio, HT radio, and why not? Why not? Because FRS and GMRS both lately have become very popular due to people being outdoors more, tired of the lockdowns, whatever the reason. FRS and GMRS have seen explosive growth over the last 18 months or so, and we're going to talk about the brand new Buddy Radio from Bridgecom coming up.
Shut up and sit down.
Ham Radio 2.0, where we do reviews, news, and how-tos of things that are new in amateur radio. Welcome to the channel today. My name is Jason. I'm KC5HWB. That's my ham radio call sign. For those of you without a license, I encourage you to go get a ham radio license. But today we're talking about FRS radio. Now, a while back, I did a couple of videos about ham radio versus FRS, ham radio versus GMRS. Check the description below in this video you're watching for links directly to those videos that you can watch after this one finishes. Long story short is I think it's good to have a radio for every service. The radio services do not overlap. In other words, they have different frequencies. So FRS doesn't overlap into ham, ham doesn't overlap into CB, GMRS doesn't overlap into CB, etc., etc. FRS and GMRS do overlap, and I go over that in those previous videos. But FRS is a family radio service. It is license-free. It is low power, so I think it goes up to like a half a watt in some channels and maybe 2 watts on other channels, something like that. You can find that information on Wikipedia pretty easily. But all you do is go buy the radios from various places like Bass Pro Shops, Walmart, whatever. And now Bridgecom has a brand new one, and it's got some really cool features. So we're going to take a look at that right now. One thing I will say about Bridgecom systems is that they offer fantastic customer support. So if you ever have questions about your purchase from Bridgecom, you can pick up the phone, call them, you can email them, you can get a live person on the phone and ask your questions about support. So no more of this emailing back and forth overseas. No more of this getting on a forum and talking to other users about the product that you just purchased because it's too hard to get a hold of the company. You don't have that problem with Bridgecom systems. One of the great features about buying from them. Links to everything we're going to talk about today will be in the description below. This radio is brand new on November 3rd of 2021. So let's take a look at it right now. This is the box, and it does come in a 2-pack. These are stealth style earphones with the kind of conceal. I think they call it. Some people call them stealth earphones or concealed earphones because they have this clear tube that goes around your ear, so it's a little bit harder to see. It's not as obvious as like a black or a bright yellow tube or something like that. So, but they do have this. But these radios have a standard Kenwood K connector on the side. These earpieces that come with the radio are not proprietary to the radio. They are very standard and open for other things. So you can see the frequency range is 462 to 467, standard FRS frequency range there. Output power is 0.5 to 2 watts. I got that right. There's their FCC logo on them. Let's take a look inside of here. Whoa, that came out. Oh, that's really small. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Okay, and we're going to take that there. Wall wart, belt clip, charging cable, battery. Now, one of the coolest things, and I have talked about this in previous videos, one of the coolest things about this radio that when they sent me features of the radio, that's really thin. That's really thin. My smartphone, here's my Samsung Galaxy S8 phone, and there's the radio on top of it. Here's how thin my phone is. Is how thick the radio is right there. Put it like that. So the radio's quite thin and concealed and compact. Of course, the belt clip will stick out a little bit more. Anyway, what I was trying to say, the coolest thing about this radio is that it's USB chargeable. Micro USB right there. It's got a micro USB port on it. USB chargeable. So a lot of these radios that they either come with AA batteries or they come with some sort of internal battery that you have to plug into a wall socket that's a proprietary connection, or that you have to use a charging cradle for. You're not going to have this issue. It does come with a standard micro USB cable, of course, but you've probably got about 97 of those things laying around the house if you're like me. and you can use any of your non-standard, non-proprietary USB, micro USB cables to charge this radio. So that's a really cool thing there. So let's open this up. I got the battery put on. I'm going to open up the other one real quick. Okay. One thing about, let's see, let's move that out of the way. One requirement of the FRS radio service is that the antenna cannot be removed. So it's got this fixed antenna here. You can't remove it. And that's part of the non-licensing agreement for FRS radios. Ah, okay. I didn't hear a beep. No, I just turned it. I held the power button down, turned it on. There was no lights, no beep, no nothing. There you go. So you can see when I transmit on this one receives hello 1 2 3 4 5. Hello, 1 2 3 4 5. Woo! Just like that. So we can change the channels.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1.
So it's got 16 channels, 16 standard FRS channels. A few of those channels are shared with the GMRS radio service. Those are the ones that are usually allowed to. Interesting. There's probably people in my neighborhood using FRS right now. That's kind of cool. Can't hear them. They're not making the trip over here. Okay, there's your volume knob. This is a little toggle switch on top right here. It's getting louder. In fact, I hope you can hear that. 1 2 3. Yep. Very loud speaker. 1 2 3 4 5. I don't need to ID because guess what? This is FRS. 1 2 3 4 5. So there you go. And again, when you key up, the LED around the PTT goes red, and when you're receiving, the LED around the PTT goes green. So that's kind of a neat thing to have there. But these radios are small and compact. They come with these belt clips, as you've seen. One of the features to note is that, just like I was showing a minute ago, the charging cable goes into the side of the radio, so you can actually use the radio and charge it at the same time. One of the good things about the charging cable going into the radio rather than plugging into the battery. Some radios have the charging cable plugging into the battery, so you can take the battery out and set it on the charger, but you can't use the radio at the same time. So this one connects to the radio itself. The radio is powered directly from the USB cable. It has a optional programmable cable that is sold separately that you use to program in private channels and tones. It has the standard Kenwood K1 style microphone jack. That's what I spoke about a minute ago. This jack that's on the side of this right here is called a Kenwood K style connector. Put it in the light a little bit. That's a Kenwood K style connector. You see it in a lot of FRS radios, a lot of GMRS radios, and a lot of ham radios. If you're familiar with a Baofeng radio, that's what most Baofeng radios use. So you can use a standard connector if you have a fancier headset that you want to use with it. It's not a proprietary headset. It has the oversized PTT button on the front, so you can see it and press it even with gloves on. So if you're out in the winter or, sitting in the deer lease stand, which is probably where I'll be using it here in a couple of weeks, sitting in the deer lease stand or something like that, you can press this button, and it's not small on the side over there. You can easily find it. As I said earlier, Bridgecom has an American support help desk where you can call and get support for anything you need. And the very small size of the radio is one of the key selling features of this specific unit. So that is what they're calling the Buddy radio. I guess I'll hold it up in front of me so you guys can see it like that. The Buddy radio. Hello, 1 2 3. Whoa. Hello. Okay, let's do it this way. Hello, 1 2. Okay, so this is the Buddy radio, FRS radio from Bridgecom Systems, and it has actually got pretty good audio and a very loud speaker. So I really like the way it's compact. It doesn't have a way that I have found yet to lock out the PTT. So actually, I just found that it's got dual PTTs. You can also the regular spot you would expect to see a PTT button is right here on the side of the radio. Okay, so that will key up the radio, and it's got a second PTT here. The documentation I was reading talked about this one, but not this one. That's kind of cool. Okay, so you can grab it like a regular radio. 1 2 3 4 5. I don't have to ID. It's FRS. Or you can use this if you've got like bulky gloves and it's really cold outside, got winter, or even like worker gloves. You're outside working on something and you got big hardy gloves on. You can grab it and hit the push to talk pretty easily. So that's good. But really small and compact. I like the color of them. I like the fact that they're not too bright. They're not like bright yellow or bright orange or something like that. I like the black color. They don't stand out like a sore thumb, like on your pack or something. I don't know why that one's still receiving. There's probably kids in my neighborhood using FRS right now, and it sees the signal, but it's not strong enough to get back to it. I hear that kind of on a regular basis. But they're not shiny, or they're not really bright and obtrusive looking. You can hide them pretty well, and when one of the light lights up, like you just saw, the green light, it's easy to see. If it was a bright yellow or a bright orange radio and a green light lit up, you might not see it as easily. So green on black is much easier to see. It's small, it's light, it's compact. USB charging is good. See, there it goes again. Yeah, somebody in the neighborhood, some kids are out in the neighborhood playing around right now, so I'm quite sure. But small, compact, easy to carry, USB charging capable. That's always a plus in my book on any HT radio today, no matter what the service, ham radio, GMRS, all of them. Non-proprietary, non-standard Kenwood K connector for the push-to-talk earpiece, which it does come with the push-to-talk earpiece. This guy right here. And they sell them as a 2-pack, so you buy 2, and that's pretty standard. Most companies will sell FRS radios as a 2-pack so that you can have one for yourself and give one to your wife or your friend or somebody else. And if there's 4 of them, you just buy 2-packs. So let me know what you think. What do you think about a new FRS radio from Bridgecom? Do you use FRS, yes or no? Let me know in the comments below. 73.